Those bums we evicted set up shop in the underground caverns. Now, normally, I wouldn't give a shit, but these assholes been mugging tourists so they can have enough bank to come at us. You toss their shantytown, and I doubt they'll try to step.
So, the bums have an underground conspiracy going on where they're trying to mug tourists to get money so they can get weapons to rise up against the rest of us. Somehow, I get the feeling that this was some secret that man was not meant to know. Hey there, friendos, Fredo Supreme, the American Dream, and today we are playing some more Saints Row 2 and finally beginning taking over Stillwater for realsies. Now, I got to the Stilwater caverns a little early, and Marrow wasn't here, even though Carlos implied that he was the one who wanted to sit down and talk about all this stuff going down regarding gangs. What I'm saying is, Marrow might be good at negotiating a peaceful solution regarding gang-related conflicts, but he still seems to have a problem with mastering showing up on time, and I have a problem with not standing in fire. That is, that's on me. So, as Johnny said in the little intro there, the bums are trying to set up a shantytown where they're mugging tourists. Where is that 44 Shepherd? Bums have themselves a little base of operations where they can regroup while they're trying to come after the Saints again. I'm making sure it doesn't happen, because quite frankly, bums mugging tourists, what is this world coming to? Oh, okay, so apparently whoever threw that is not exactly very skilled with explosives. That's one of the reasons their platoon probably turned out the way it did. If this stuff fills you with rage, buddy, well then we should probably hang out sometime. Fills me with rage as well. The good kind. Yeah, I don't think I need a 44 Shepherd anyways. I mean, I am pretty good with the tombstone right here, so I figure I'll try to stick with what I have for the moment. Wait a few parts before I can pick up that 44 Shepherd. I wonder if Marrow has finally shown up. Wants to sit down and talk, then shows up an hour and a half late.
You, Marrow?
That's right.
Where's your crew then?
I don't need one.
You sure about that? I could kill you right now.
No, you couldn't.
What do you want?
Listen, I'm not stupid. I know who you are. There's no reason for us to tear each other apart.
I'm listening.
Here's what I'm thinking. We divide Stillwater.
I hear voices this way. Shit!
Okay, Marrow, you seem to be a smart fella, wanting to sit down and talk before all the bloodshed happens. Between gangs, that is. I mean, there already seems to be a fair amount of bloodshed going down right now.
I might be willing to talk.
I have no idea what you just said, ma'am. Let's, we're just hauling Krev out of here right now.
You're going to jail for a long time for this.
Heh. Let's see if they can catch me first. So, as you can probably tell, this little meeting may have gone a little bit less well-intended than Marrow may have thought. As far as I can tell, meeting in dank underground caverns, that seems to be kind of cliched for meeting places for gangsters.
You got no idea what you're doing.
Huh. I wonder if I took 3 shots... Wonder if that first cop took 3 shots from this distance because I'm using the NR4, or if it's just because all guns seem to have a arbitrary maximum range in certain cases.
Pay for that. If you hurt them,
I don't think I'll be paying for that in the intended method, ma'am. And the shooter was me. Thanks for the boost, pal. You think shotguns have any effect on me? You just keep blasting away with those bad boys and I just get stronger.
Cleaning up this city!
You're coming with us.
Correction. I had something planned for that, but ultimately I decided to just sit on it and wait for nature to take its course at the moment. Au contraire, mon ami. It was probably one of the best decisions I have ever made.
Everyone stay calm.
Good advice, ma'am. I shall stay calm while aiming. Maybe that might negate some of the wobble. You know, when you're aiming down a scope and you have a hard time keeping it exactly in one place all the time. Ooh!
Out of my city!
I think I may have caused infertility right there.
I'm through with you. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Really? So will I.
Down!
Cop around the corner? Thinks he can get the jump on me?
We got a hostage situation.
Okay, that first shot I let you have. And it turns out that situation is going south very quickly.
Alright, we go up, we'll hit the street. We go down, we're taking a boat out of here.
Okay, so, if we go up and take the streets, then we'll end up taking a car out of here, of course. I did a test recording of this earlier, and ultimately the car route led to a whole lot more conundrums than I had intended. So, for the sake of making this video slightly more enjoyable to watch, we will take a boat out of here. Between all the people running about aimlessly and screaming in terror, I kind of feel like I'm playing State of Emergency right now. The only difference is the shooting controls are a hell of a lot better. I wonder if I'll play State of Emergency 2 for the channel one day. Oop, I think Marrow is caught on pathfinding again. His pathfinding's caught on something again. Hey, Marrow pal. Around this way, around this way, around this way. Ups. Yeah, there you go, buddy. You got this, you got this. Now it's time to make our swift getaway. But yeah, that thing about playing State of Emergency 2 for this channel eventually, I'm actually kind of serious about that. I mean, yes, I am skipping State of Emergency 1, but that's mainly because if you haven't played that game and you go straight to the sequel, you're honestly not missing a whole lot. I mean, the first State of Emergency didn't have much of a plot, therefore you can easily catch up in the sequel, you know? If you're just joining us, I'm talking about a sequel to a game that nobody cares about. Mainly because this mission is quite simple this way. Oh no, the helicopter's on us. It's gonna be a... Ooh, looks like we got ourselves a pretty helicopter-unfriendly area right now. Quick, guys. Duck behind the building and no one will see us.
So here we are.
Jesus, it's like a coked up sideshow.
Pretty impressive, huh?
Aren't you worried about being in the open?
People know to stay away. How's my truck coming?
It'll be ready for the competition.
Thanks, Donnie.
You know that guy?
Later. You're back!
Come on. You expected anything less?
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Carlos.
I'm still Jessica. You know, you remind me of my old house cleaner. I'm kidding. I was kidding.
Babe, you want to count the cash?
Sure.
Yo, Matt, you ready to work?
Hey, aren't you the guitarist for the Feed Dogs?
Don't encourage him.
Listen, lady, you guys met at one of my concerts, so I don't want to hear it.
Don't you think you have enough tattoos?
Brother, I got a lot of canvas left. So let's get back to business. The Brotherhood is about to come into something big, and I think the Saints are going to want to get in on the ground floor.
So what's the offer?
2080.
I'm assuming I get the 80.
Yeah, sure you do.
You really expect me to take 20 and say thanks?
On your hands and fucking knees.
Is this a joke? I used to own Stilwater.
Used to is right. Time's passed you by. Now you're a has-been with some burn scars.
I suggest you shut the fuck up before
You're kidding me, right?
Hey man, be cool.
You really think that a couple of washed-up bangers like you and Gat have a chance against the Brotherhood?
We'll see. Let's go, Carlos.
Honey, you want me to have someone take care of them?
Nah. They'll be dead soon enough.
Washed up, has been. You know, those are also words that one could use to describe Al Bundy. And much like Al Bundy, Cassie might be sticking on to the glory days of the past. That sounded kind of redundant. But she can still throw down with the best of them when the situation calls for it. But she ain't gonna be getting all huffy over Marrow thinking she's washed up just yet. You gotta think before you act most of the time. Speaking of act, now that we have a neighborhood, we can also buy the businesses that are in there for additional city income and additional additional saints standing guard out front all the time in case something bad happens and you need a little bit of backup, you know? Pretty handy. Excuse me, ladies. I will be taking the vehicle. Don't really need a hostage right now, so get out of this thing before I drive it into the ocean, ma'am. Good thinking. In the meantime... Sorry about that. In the meantime, let's get back to the hideout. See what kind of shenanigans Shondi's been up to with the Sons of Samdi. Whoa! I just ramped up on that thing. Talk about monster truck on him being taken to its reverse, you know? Never thought that was possible with a Mockingbird. Always thought the front bumper was a little bit too high. But apparently I just reversed monster truck to shaft. Huh! Never knew this many pimps would be waiting to get their cars serviced this time of day. Huh. Stillwater is quite the quirky town.
Hey, I got you a present. A light bulb. Just what I always wanted. Come on, you think I'd just give you a light bulb? A face shredder. Just what I always wanted. Smoke this. Ever hear of a pipe? Pipes cost money. Money that can be used for drugs or shoes. What is it? It's the Sons of Samdi's #1 product. They call it Loa Dust. But you smoke it. They suck at marketing, what can I say? The point is that this shit is all over campus. I mean, frats are buying it by the pound. If we get enough of the stuff, we might find out how to make it ourselves. And then we sell it for cheaper and steal their market. Exactly. How much stuff we talking? I don't know, 3 pounds. 2 for science, 1 for the weekend. I can live with that. I really shouldn't have left the...
By the way, in the interim between me finding all those pimps getting their cars serviced and actually starting the mission cutscene... Hold on, phone call.
Listen, when you get to SU, be careful when you're taking on the Sons of Samdi.
A gang with a French-sounding name. That is scary.
They're not just gangbangers, these guys are out of their damn mind. For God's sake, they're named after the Vidoan Lord of the Dead.
You never struck me as being the superstitious type.
Just be careful, okay?
Don't worry, Shondi. I don't like getting killed. I'll be careful.
Anyways, back to what I was saying before the phone call happened. In the interim between starting the mission... Well, before starting the mission, I bought a 44 Shepherd at Friendly Fire. $2,000? I mean, I could have gotten it cheap had I not shot that one bum into the water. At least I assume that's one of the reasons why I couldn't find it. I could have managed to get one for free, but honestly, even with this much money, $2,000 is not exactly a big problem. Hell, even if I'd waited until midway through when I'd done Heli Assault and managed to get a discount on weapons, then it still wouldn't have really been that big of a problem. Alright, after that, time to get Cassie into the dope game. See what this Loa Dust's all about. gang calls themselves the Sons of Samdi? Huh, I wonder if I'll have to do a tile puzzle in an Egyptian crypt in order to get the golden gun to take out their leader. For those of you who don't understand the reference, that was a reference to the Egyptian level in GoldenEye, where you had to kill Baron Samdi multiple times, but in order to do so in a rational manner, you had to do a weird tile puzzle to get the golden gun. Personally, that always kind of confused me how trial and error it was, because in a pre-internet age, how would you figure out the correct path in that level and remember it at the same time? Anyways, I just realized I went on another tangent, but hey, that's the kind of commentary I do. Kind of random musings on whatever subject floats my boat at the moment. And usually I attempt to run it back to the game that I'm playing. Alright, running up on the parking lot, seeing what kind of, who else got the next stash.
You better not be dead.
Ma'am, he just took a .44 caliber round to the skull. That usually results in instant death. I can tell this because I've played a fair amount of video games, you know? Alright, got all them stashes. Wonder what is going to happen now.
Getting the dust wasn't a problem.
You got great timing. I just got a tip that Mark Gabby is slinging nearby. The guy brings in a lot of money for the Somdi. Taking him out should hurt them pretty bad.
And it looks like we got ourselves a third stash to collect. By the way, if you're planning on doing this, I suggest using automatic weapons. My test recording, I actually had to restart this mission one time because I thought using the .44 Shepherd would be a good enough would be good enough to take on Mr. Gabby's Wellington over here. Even though it's one of the more powerful weapons in the game. That went amazing. Back to what I was saying, the .44 Shepherd might be a very powerful gun, but it's not exactly made for drive-bys, you know? Especially when you were driving a halberd, because...
But I took care of him.
Good times. Now get me the dust and I can start working on our little science project.
Continuing what I was saying before that phone call, using a halberd is not exactly a good vehicle for a chase in Stillwater University, partially because while it's fast, its handling leaves a lot to be desired.
Gentlemen, how was business today?
Here's today's take.
There are many singles where 50 should be.
Yeah, about that. I couldn't get a hold of some of my guys.
These men steal from the general?
No, I'm not saying they're stealing. Yo, Papa Shango. I'm talking to the general.
On the streets, you may be a popular DJ, veteran child. But when you're in this car, you do well to remember your place.
My place?
My friends, please be civil. Veteran child, look into the matter of the missing money. If one of your bag boys is indeed alive, take one of his hands. I doubt he will be late again. If he is not alive, I think we have a greater problem.
You want me to cut off some dude's hand?
If he stole from me, he needs to learn.
Yeah, that makes, sense.
Is there a problem?
No. I mean, it's no problem. I got this.
So, apparently that whole voodoo angle that Shondi was telling me about the Sons of Samdi, they're not lying. When you drive a limo like that, voodoo is usually involved. I mean, like, how do you expect the vehicle to look like that normally? Trust me, this General Cat, he's got swag, but I've got skills. And the last time I checked, swag does not necessarily let you be a good gang leader. It lets you be a competent one, but not a super badass one. You know, speaking of leading a gang, I wonder what Pierce has been up to after the boss told him to look into the Ronin.
You don't deserve a license.
Yep, I can agree with that, ma'am. However, I seem to be mighty fine at getting out of sticky situations caused by my vehicular stupidity, so maybe I don't even need a license to begin with. Oh, she's already long gone. And I always forget where the red light loft is in relation to the streets here. Geography is confusing sometimes.
What's up with the dollhouse?
Dollhouse my ass. This is how we gonna fuck up the Ronin.
This'll be good.
Trust me, it is. The Ronin have a stake in Poseidon's palace, so I figure hitting their biggest money maker is a good way to show them we not fucking around.
Okay, so what's the plan?
You and I enter the casino here. Once inside, we need to distract this security guard. I was thinking you could catch me cheating or some shit like that. Anyway, while the guard's concerned with throwing me out, Gatto sneak in through this security door. Don't worry, I already got today's passcode from the blackjack dealer Shandy's fucking. Now once inside, Gatto have to sneak past the guards to cut the power. And when that happens, we only have about 45 seconds before the backup generator turns on. During the blackout, though...
Hold up, man. I mean, I love the dream house you built here and everything. But what if we just start here, walk into the casino, and just shoot all the motherfuckers that are between us and the money?
Well, you know...
It will be a lot faster.
And a lot more fun.
Yeah, but...
Fuck it. Let's go. Good call, Johnny.
You've got to admire Pierce's creativity when it comes to casino heist plans. But, hey, when you're starting off anew in terms of running a gang, you got to keep it simple at first, which is one of the reasons why I'm driving the Thorogood instead of that Compton that was provided for us. Again, you gotta keep it simple.
You're gonna love what I got planned for the Ronin.
Do we know who's in charge?
A kid named Shogo Okuji. Now, he probably spends more time on his head than he does on his bike, but it doesn't change the fact that he's totally ruthless.
I hate him already. So is Pierce taking his own car?
Pierce is picking up some of the other Saints and meeting us there. I figure we can get the party started without him.
Alrighty then, looks like our plan is quite simple. Get to the casino, cap all the Ronin guarding the money, and take the money and get out of here. Sounds simple enough. Of course, every time you have to point out that something sounds simple enough, you usually end up regretting it immensely, because as it turns out, nothing is ever routine. Least of all, casino heists. But I'm probably just paranoid again. Maybe everything will turn out super easy this time. Unlike, say, a meeting in an underground cavern with a gang leader who looks like an extra from a Saliva video. By the way, that was not intended as a dig against Saliva. I personally enjoy their music. However, when I say their music, I mainly mean most of their songs that are already well known, you know? Hello there, gentlemen. Ignore the fact that we are walking in here with our guns out, and I have a bandana covering up my face. All I'm saying is, if this truck ends up getting scratched, your pocket, buddy. Your pocket. Alright. Looks like no one was really aware of our plan. Time to get filthy, boyos! Whoa, took 2 shots to the dome. This guy must be as tough as 50 Cent. Man, what is it with the Ronin being able to withstand headshots? Well, except for that guy. Apparently they must be working out their head muscles. Yeah, good call, buddy. He definitely did fit the criteria. Oh, didn't forget about you on the stairwell, buddy. Oh, you think sparks will scare me? Oh, please. I'm rocking a 44 Shepherd, I am swole AF, and I got myself a hostage. You cannot work me down, you know? Sorry, buddy. You're not the player character, therefore winning is not all you do. To paraphrase the words of DJ Khaled, at least.
This is starting to piss me off, and I really don't think you want to do that.
Oh, really? Okay, one Ronin left. Oh, you think this... Okay, let's see what works. Okay, it looks like sometimes you should bring a knife to a gunfight. Especially if that knife is the size of Mike Tyson's forearm. Oh. Okay, you guys definitely need to go to the range. Sniping through a slot machine? Not exactly the wisest plan, fellas. Whoa, I think I just stun-locked her right there. Oh man, Johnny's getting lit up. Ooh, that was a close one there, buddy. More Ronin coming from the other side. And I'm pretty sure I just gave that guy serious problems in a very specific region. Alright. I sure made them bleed. Oh, time to get away from the bombs. You do not want to get lit up while you're trying to steal all the money. That would be one of the most ironic ways to die. Ah, here comes Pierce with the getaway vehicle. Looks a little bit clunky and bulky, but hey. As long as I maintain a low profile, I figure it would do just as well as any other vehicle.
Big surprise there.
Cool. Ah well. Just avoid attracting attention. That-a-way, this is going to go a heck of a lot easier than you thought it would be.
Robbing casinos is easy money.
Yeah, but before we start buying new cars, we better clean this money.
We take that money to the hideout, and someone is gonna walk off with it before we get a chance to clean it.
Yo, don't worry about it. I'll take it to Isha's.
Aisha isn't gonna be a fan of that.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Huh. Now that that dialogue's over, I have got to say, I am handling this truck so well, it's almost like I'm doing something straight out of Stuntman Ignition. Only I'm a little bit more used to the controls of this, because, you know, they're more arcadey as opposed to borderline sim-like. I mean, I wouldn't really describe the controls of Stuntman Ignition as anything like a simulation, but these are a lot more fluid, you know?
Junichi, you need to relax. My father won't find out about the casino. Don't question me, Junichi. And we're in America. Speak English.
Forgive me, Shogo.
A little jumpy today? Over there. Sword. Listen, Junichi. I know you're having a hard time adjusting to the way I run things here. But how about you let me deal with my father, and you deal with whatever the fuck I tell you to deal with?
Of course, Shogo.
Excellent.
Okay, so, out of the 3 other gang leaders in Stillwater, gotta say, Shogo Akuji does not exactly look that imposing. I mean, think about it. You've got a guy who's the head of a voodoo gang. You've got a guy who, as I said before, looks like he's from a Saliva video. And that's not exactly someone you should intimidate. And now we have someone with frosted tips and a violently yellow ensemble. Oh, I'm so scared. But it looks like that so far, Cassie's reign over Stillwater is coming slowly but steadily. Before long, she will be controlling it all once more. And that is where we shall conclude for today. I'm Fredo Supreme, the American Dream. Holla at y'all later.
Yes, sir.